Hey, welcome back into Eye on Agriculture. I'm Britton Rucker. We are keeping an eye on grain markets now. We are bringing back in Dan O'Brien with Kansas State University. He is an agricultural economist. Dan, welcome back to the program. Now, many here in Kansas already in corn harvest season. What are your predictions for this year's corn yield?
Corn yields, I think the average for the state of Kansas is 131, and of course that's a mixture of irrigated and dry land. I think in general, in the eastern part of the state, yields are pretty good, and mostly non-irrigated back there. In the west, dry land crops generally not doing as well. We're relying on irrigation there.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots happening in the current market right now. Lots of conditions impacting corn prices. What are factors playing the biggest role in shaping these trends?
Biggest issue right now for us in Kansas would be, of course, we're in the midst of corn harvest. Plentiful supplies are available, and that's the case generally in the U.S. We have these other issues coming up. You know, the storm on the East Coast has caused, we'll be polite and say, major disruptions in the eastern grain market, and the international things happening in the Middle East and also the Black Sea region are roiling up enough uncertainty, both in the energy markets, which now grains are a part of, you know, through biodiesel and ethanol, as well as just the surety of supply chains and flows throughout the world, that we've found some support even at harvest time on our in the futures. We're now at December corn, about 4.29. It had been at $4 or below earlier. Soybeans about 10.47 or so. We were closer to 10. Wheat even now above 6. It had been 6 or below not too long ago. So again, international factors coming in and affecting our grain markets at this time.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's talk a little more about wheat here. Wheat exports, it's been a pretty hot topic lately. What can you tell us about global demand influencing here in Kansas wheat exports here at home?
Well, the last 3 weeks we've actually had better exports, even of hard red winter wheat. But U.S. exports overall, hard red spring and winter wheat, both doing pretty well. A good part of that has to do with dry conditions and smaller crops out there in the Black Sea region, Ukraine, Russia, and also Europe. So, you know, eventually, when things are tight all around the world, which they are in general for wheat, people come to the U.S. Because we have supplies available, and that'll help us.
Well, Dan, thanks so much for coming on Eye on Agriculture. Everyone stick around. We'll be